I will give this a try.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how
Most wanted drivers in New York.
wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted. Hello folks, I'm Tommy G. I'm here with the most wanted drivers in New York.
Hey, I'm Street Benz.
I'm a big dog. I do big dog shit. I fuck your bitch strong. I heard she been wanting a kid.
I'm a big dog, and I do big dog shit.
Let the dogs outside.
Swim team, you already know what's going on. I love NYPD. Swim team, the dream team.
So buckle up folks, this is gonna be a wild ride. One day in the safety of my home in Milwaukee, I started to get bombarded by DMs imploring me to explore these two drivers named Squeeze Benz and Where's 981. When I looked at their pages, their driving shocked me. I would describe their videos as daring, dangerous, and reckless. I'm fascinated by the human desire to push limits and go against the grain. I'm fascinated by the daredevils and outlaws of the world. Young men in particular love to do this in a variety of ways. Evel Knievel shot himself out of a cannon, Philip Petit tightrope walked across the Twin Towers, Alex Honnold climbed up cliffs.
Okay, you want to know what these two examples have that are all separate themselves from these other guys? Is that these guys don't endanger public safety and fucking and other people's lives that are like just going around their day, dude.
Across the Twin Towers, Alex Honnold climbed up cliffs without a rope, and fighter Darren Till cut weight until he went blind.
How's
The
that
question
arguable?
that comes to mind when you look.
That's not arguable, dude. Like going to mount climbing on your own or whatever and going on rocks doesn't endanger like some random fucking like full fucking family of 6 in some fucking random van in the middle of the street. What?
Look at this behavior is what compels someone to push themselves to such lengths and risk injury or death. In today's video, we investigate this daredevil behavior in the form of reckless drivers who are causing outrage and fascination across New York.
Police tried to pull over a car on West 38th Street and 7th Avenue. The driver sped off, slamming into cars, driving on the sidewalk, and even hitting a dining shed.
But there's a twist in the story, because these guys don't just risk their own necks in the stunts, they also risk the lives of innocent pedestrians and the law enforcement that chases them. These guys regularly go on police chases and evade police helicopters. Today, we interview them face to face and talk morality, ethics, danger, and their motivation for their behavior. Let's dive in and go boots on the ground. This documentary is purely for educational purposes. We want to stress that the behavior depicted in this video is dangerous, illegal, and should never be imitated. And remember, it only takes one bad crash to ruin your life or someone else's. Please drive responsibly. Thank you.
Two with the evasion.
This is the
BMW driver. Two microphone in my section.
Oh, this song, please stop, man.
We wanted to know how everyday people felt about this kind of driving. We had some extra time to kill at the New York airport, so I went around showing people
51
videos of
years
Squeeze Benz and Where's 981 driving. Here's what they had to say about it.
What do you think they're gonna say? What?
What do you think of that?
It's just dangerous. I think if the police go after them, it's a bit dangerous. Puts everyone else at risk.
He's probably going 120, 130 right now. See how there's some close calls?
I feel like he thinks he's in a video game. That stuff pisses me off. So I got kids that are on those roads too. When that guy hits one of my kids, he'll say, I don't know what happened.
I could tell this guy a million times, hey, you're gonna kill somebody on the road. He's gonna do it anyways. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that, right? But it's irresponsible.
If I told you that this guy's gotten away from not only multiple police, but also helicopters.
xQc.
What's your reaction on that?
I believe it. I just feel like it's really selfish. I feel like he should get his license taken away for some period of time and probably have to go through safe driving classes.
Some period of time? What?
Maybe talk to people who are victims of people that drive like him.
I think it should be commensurate with like attempted manslaughter or something like that. I mean,
fucking
that's
5-year flat, 10-year
putting
flat
people
or
at
more.
risk intentionally when you go a certain speed over the speed limit.
If you were his mother or father, what would you tell him?
That he's a selfish idiot. One of these days, somebody is gonna get in his way and that person's gonna end up dead, or many people are gonna end up dead. And if he ends up dead, that's his consequence for what he does, but nobody else deserves to have that kind of risk. It's no different than someone who's really drunk getting behind the wheel of a car and driving when they have no control. I mean, your car is actually like a weapon of mass destruction. It has to be handled with care.
worse
24
than being
months,
drunk
can
and
I
getting
get a
behind the
welcome
wheel
to the
because you're
young girl?
actively making
Smile.
the choice to put other people's lives at risk.
The
This
steepest
price-
price that gets paid is not the person driving the car. I mean, someone's gonna end up dying.
Chat, here's a hot take, chat. Yeah, I'm not trying to say these guys suck, whatever, chat. Okay, but like suck in terms of driving it. But in the video that we just watched, the guy like fucking bumped the back of his car on the curb or some other car. If you're bad enough that happens, you probably shouldn't be doing any of these
Hello,
fucking
53
stunts
months
because
less.
you're not that good at driving it.
Dying, and that'll be that.
Like
that
ever.
can ruin hundreds of people's lives. Like if
How's that a
kid
question
in
mark?
the school were to die, everybody in the school.
It's a
would be
ripple.
If you're good at what you
without
do,
one person.
Oh, yeah,
you should never be fucking
not safe at all.
hitting the curb or a car off some random fucking donut in the middle of the street. That's like just shitty driving.
What would you tell him if you could say something to him?
What?
I'd be like, slow down.
What do you think about driving like this?
Oh, it's terrible. I don't like it.
Like, you better stay away from it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they make an argument that this is a pro driver. They're insane at what they do. So like, it's not as risky as they're really good. Bro, the guy crashed his car when there was nobody on a fucking random donut. Like what?
Manslaughter?
They're not even that good.
If he hits somebody, you mean if he kills somebody? It's vehicular manslaughter.
This guy has an ability to get away from multiple police vehicles and including helicopters.
Right.
So he hasn't been caught. Yesterday, he got away from a helicopter.
Where, in New York or California?
New York.
Wow. What kind of car is he renting?
Lamborghini.
I could see I was out running the cops. I guess we could hope for him hitting a telephone pole. Turn yourself in, brother. You're a reckless driver and you're going to hurt innocent people.
I got folks taking pics, something like paparazzi. I'ma go and get the test, I don't really like the mods. Really getting to the check, but I ain't rocking no horizon.
We're on our way to meet Squeeze Benz. Recently, he's been making the news for his high-speed stunts. While some people see his driving as exhilarating or exciting, there's a rising sentiment that this sort of behavior unnecessarily endangers innocent drivers and pedestrians. He sent us the address of a random parking garage and told us to pull up. This is what we encountered. Folks, we're on the way to talk to one of the most wanted drivers in New York, Squeeze Benz. This kid does stuff that makes my butthole pucker up. Pause. This guy is reckless. This guy is extreme. This guy drives at a very high speed. I do not drive like this. You shouldn't drive like this. And there's a reason why I'm not getting into their cars while they're driving this fast. It's dangerous. It's reckless. It's scary. Disclaimer, don't do this at home. He's kind of like a high-speed fugitive. I'm always interested in the outlaws of the world. People that live on the... What the f*** is this Batman, dude?
So I see that I don't like the way he talks and prefaces his stuff to justify like doing dumb shit. I don't like it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It started like about a year ago. I got my first Benz, and I always did like little driving videos.
Guys,
and I never really.
all I have to say is I want to interview people, dude, and see what the mindset is of somebody who endangers public safety and who do dumb shit. Don't say like, I want to see people that push boundaries and try things that haven't done seen before and push the limits of what is physically been done in the past. Dude,
Okay,
come on, bro. Don't sugarcoat it, man. Just fucking send it.
Going up off this, and I was just like,
You're doing dumb shit, just fucking send it. It's fine.
You have a Lamborghini, at one point a Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure you go through a lot of different cars. Are you going on tour and just driving people's cars all crazy? You guys getting your own cars? Like, tell me about that.
I had my own car for a bit, but then I changed it up because I did get chased a lot. So I just realized, like, doing long term rentals is just a way better route. And then obviously I don't tell these guys I'm speed back.
Did you ever get blown up by the tour people asking what the hell happened?
And then like I kind of just like driving the car. You know what I mean?
You mix danger, but there's also other people at risk when you do that. Innocent civilians. So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I used to take my dad's car out and I used to just bug out. I've been doing this for so long now that I feel like I did some professional at it. Like niggas know like that's how I drive. There's been incidents where I've gone out with people and they try keeping up with me and they've crashed.
How fast do you go?
I mean, there's been a video on live where I've gone one-handed 210 miles an hour.
Filming with one hand, driving with the other, 210 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's insane. Did that scare you?
Not really, just to build up a tolerance of just speed.
Do you feel like the police watch your Instagram?
100%, they do.
Let's pop in the car and keep the conversation going.
Okay. How many people normally out compared to like, am I in the high end of
Not high end.
That's okay. Does your mom worry about you?
I call her, she don't even want to hear the things that I'm doing. She be getting scared because she know I be doing shit, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know any friends that have gotten really hurt or died doing this?
My boy, he was racing.
Seatbelt, I mean, even seatbelt is, just get a harness or any shit like that, no?
Stitches, but like, other than that, nothing's ever happened.
Tell me about the camera system in New York. How hard is it to evade capture or awareness of the police?
Super easy. A lot of people, like they be doing crimes with their plates on. Like, I mean, if I go and run from a cop, I'm gonna make sure I either have altered plates or no plates at all.
New York City is home to one of the most advanced camera surveillance networks on the planet. An Amnesty International project identified that there are more than 25,000 public and private cameras at traffic intersections across the city. This camera technology can capture faces and other details from up to 400 feet away. This infrastructure isn't cheap either. This camera technology, combined with cell phone tracking tools, spyware, and facial recognition, racked up nearly $3 billion in expenditures from the NYPD from 2007 to 2019. When street racers run rampant in the city, it's easy for governments to make the argument to increase the surveillance in order to shut down this reckless and deadly behavior. However, this same technology can also be used to capture the profiles of millions of civilians on a daily basis, something that is currently happening in China. And
you don't understand that. You can preface it as like, oh, this is bad because of this privacy, that, oh my god, guys. But dude, this makes the likelihood of crime to drop significantly, dude. People think like, even if I do this crime, it's gonna be caught on camera. If I go run away with a car, I'm gonna be caught on like multiple cameras and you see why I'm going or whatever. Dude, it's just,
Americans are
it makes people feel less safe doing crime.
AI facial recognition and high-def cameras increase in quality. This is a challenge we are going to have to wrestle with to ensure the very tech that can help keep us safe also doesn't grow too powerful.
No, it doesn't. Yo, dude, the density of street lights diminishes crime by a long shot. You think that cameras don't? You're insane.
On our freedoms.
What are the different penalties for when you got caught doing what?
Surely I could get a welcome to the jungle clueless.
More than triple the speed limit, double the speed limit. This is a lot of tickets to it.
You did a video in Times Square recently, right?
Yeah.
I send it back for all my insecurities. Maybe like some work will probably clean the bag. Maybe Mickey Thompson's line locked when he slept down.
It only takes one mistake to permanently change or destroy somebody's life.
I do understand that. It's just like, we were also like, it was a lot of people. 12 o'clock in the morning, you seen in the video, like I stopped, looked around, made sure there was nobody, and started doing donuts. And then when I was running the red lights, I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key bugging. I low-key know how to run red lights. I've been chased by Mac cops to the point where I could blow the red lights doing 60, 70. No, I'm not gonna get my part.
What is your strategy in getting away from police?
Hopping on the highway. These cops, like, they're not really built for that. It's a lot of real rookie cops now. A bunch of rookie cops. And these guys do not.
Oh, that's fucking brain dead.
Let's talk about how drivers like Benz can evade detection for so long. They do so by altering or covering up their license plates so the car cannot be tracked by police or the traffic cameras. Cars with this modification have been nicknamed ghost cars. Last month, a joint task force was launched between New York Governors Kathy Hochul.
There's no way they don't know what cars are these though. There's no absolutely no
New
shot.
York Mayor Eric Adams, the NYPD, and the MTA to crack down on the issue of ghost cars. In their first day,
there's not a billion fucking black Uruses with those rims in the New York area.
And I noticed the same thing back home in Milwaukee. The guys running through the red lights, driving the stolen cars, and driving aggressively, most of them do not have license plates.
What's the longest police chase you've been in?
30 minutes, 20 minutes.
That's a pretty long chase. How many guys do you think were chasing you at once?
I had to do like 3, 4, but the main thing was the helicopter. That was really hard to get away from. Luckily it was late night. I was in the Porsche, and that shit does 210 miles an hour. So I just hopped in the highway, you know what I mean? The helicopter can only go so fast.
You go faster than the helicopter?
Yeah, they only like top out like 150, 140.
Yeah. You crash into somebody, they get paralyzed, they die. You think you deserve to go to prison?
Yes. Obviously I wouldn't want to be put into prison for life. If I kill somebody, that's somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's mother, brother, cousin, whatever the case is. If somebody crashed into my mom in her car and they killed her, I'd want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Maybe not for life, but just enough to get it in their head, like, you know?
What makes taking the...
What? Wait. What? What?
Obviously I wouldn't want to be put into prison for life. If I kill somebody, that's somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's mother, brother, cousin, whatever the case is. If somebody crashed into my mom in her car and they killed her, I'd want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Maybe not for life, but just enough to get it in their head, like, you know?
What makes...
He's right, bro. This logic is legitimately, it's flat IQ. There's no thinking there. That's literally taking the brain. Yeah, give me it's the gif of fucking Squidward. Opens the fucking trash can, puts brain in trash, close the trash can.
Is taking these risks worth it for you?
They're not really risks to me, that's the thing. I don't really see them as risks. I see them as, like, you know, me just everyday driving.
You said you've been driving since you were 9 years old?
My dad used to give me his car. You know, I used to sit on his lap when I was like 7.
Thanks for all the love, xQc.
You are deliberately and intentionally engaging in fucking in conduct that's reckless and endangers safety of other people. That means that If you kill somebody, that's pretty much what you were intending to do, dude. The fuck?
Send me over to AutoZone real quick.
The lightness of the happening is high. You're doing that. You choose to engage in that conduct.
I started really like, you know, cutting up.
Oh my motherfucker. Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy. Come on. Hey. Hey. No more.
It's like drunk driving.
Ooh, that motherfucking made me.
Imagine me doing that.
At 100?
Yeah, that's really nothing.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
More than my hand. There's been so many times where like the boys just get behind us and they start chasing. Or like it's not really chases to us. You know, they back off.
Do you think you're the most wanted driver in New York?
Between me and Where's 981, like Where's 981 low-key died down, I feel like I've taken over that spot, so yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of young men that watch your content. What do you think about kids that want to go try and replicate this, copy this?
From Squeeze Benz himself, do not come try this.
This is something that you could get paralyzed, you could die. I don't drive like this, you shouldn't. Some people in this game take lots of risks, and Squeeze is one of those guys, but highly advise never to do this. How sophisticated is the camera system in New York?
It's getting more sophisticated now to where, like, you know, it'll take them probably 2-3 days to really find where you was at, you know what I mean?
How do you stash your vehicle so that the police don't trace you to your house?
I pay for a garage, I have other parking garages where I park my car.
So just like a drug dealer has trap houses, you have different...
I have trap houses, yeah.
Miguel, are you nervous at all?
I'm fucking nervous.
The boys are right here.
I'm gonna go out on this.
Bro, you know, he was about to get out of his vehicle and you were just about to smash him as he opened up his door.
I would have fucking chill.
Why do you think this is something that young men gravitate towards?
Adrenaline.
Let's talk about brain development in young men. The male brain does not fully mature until about 25, so their prefrontal cortex that assesses risk is not fully developed yet, which helps to explain the risky behavior we see in this segment of the population.
What?
There's a name for this: young male syndrome. This sometimes short-sighted behavior is hypothesized to have provided an evolutionary advantage. A 2001 University of Liverpool study found that females prefer brave males who take risks to the ones that do not. And if we go back thousands of years to being hunter-gatherers on the savannah,
even though it may be true, okay, the amount that needs to still be developed at that point, it's pretty little.
this preference makes sense, as a female would want the male that fends off the lion or stands to fight when another rival tribe approaches. Biologically, not much has changed in our brains then, but our technology has progressed much further, and it helps to explain why you see young men doing high-speed chases and drifting through Times Square.
What's the craziest getaway story you have?
Wow, the helicopter. I pulled up on the highway with showing the truck. He was about to pull someone over, so I got behind him. I started playing with him, and I was recording. I got away, obviously. A week later, I started getting chased by 2-3 black Chargers. I'm looking up, and I see the helicopter above me, and I'm like, oh nah. It was only like my second ever helicopter chase, so my heart was bumping. I'm not knowing how hard these guys are gonna go for me right now. They're gonna set a roadblock up, something, you know what I mean? But thank God that wasn't the case.
Like a spike strip.
That's never happened to me. I don't need to give these niggas advice, but like, I don't know why they don't use spike strips.
Is it hard for you not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. If New York really wanted to step their game up, they should put a place where people can do this and have fun in a safe environment. If you give us a spot, we're gonna use it.
How long?
They can't really expect that these like really good cars do like shit like that.
How often do you drive reckless?
It's every day, but to a limit.
Let's talk about reckless driving in the United States. In 2021, there were 6 million...
Bro. In a...
To step their game up, they should put a place where people can do this and have fun in a safe environment. If you give us a spot, we're gonna use it.
How long do you see yourself doing this for?
This is not gonna be a forever thing. Eventually it's gonna turn into a brand.
How often do you drive reckless?
It's every day, but to a limit.
Let's talk about reckless driving in the United States. In 2021...
Bro, if you can afford to buy or rent a fucking supercar, brother, you can probably go to the track. Especially if you buy like big cars, whatever. It literally comes with the fucking access to the club, whatever, that lets you access to the track, brother. Supercars literally come with this shit. They literally they invite you. They wanted you to be part of this.
There were 6 million car crashes and 39,500 of them were fatal. A survey by the insurance company Nationwide found that 47% of Gen Z reported driving faster than the speed limit and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving. Actions like this help contribute to car crashes being the leading cause of death for American teenagers. Another concerning fact is the amount of pedestrians killed by reckless driving. In 2022, there were 7,500 deaths in this manner. In New York, vehicular manslaughter is a felony that carries a steep sentence of up to 15
track
years.
is the more.
We took 2 Polaroids, they're fresh off the press till...
Bro, if anything, dude, track is way better. Track is way better. Dude, the whole thing is fucking engineered for you to have fun on it and fucking do turns and shit. and good braking and turning and shit, acceleration. Bro,
Developing. We're gonna put them in 2
it's just
random
better.
people that buy merch in the next 48 hours. 2 people will get Squeeze Benz, Tommy G, Polaroid photos, RIP Mainstream Media, Big Dog's Gotta Eat. Hope to send this to you. Available on Patreon only are the wild and extended cut versions of the interviews with Squeeze Benz, including one right after he got finished with a helicopter chase, extended cut interview with Swim Team, and more.
No
This is
risk?
some good shit. Patreon.
Love you, bro, in
No
blazing BTW.
Does it crash, injure yourself, break the car, die like on the track?
We find ourselves in another parking garage meeting with New York driver Where's 981 and his crew, the Swim Team. Swimming refers to the driving technique where they cut up, weaving in and out of traffic to get where they want to go. They've gained a lot of notoriety online, and I wanted to talk to them to learn more about them.
The faster you go and the more dangerous you drive, the more views you get.
Alright guys, you're pulling up to meet
that
the
for the
Swim
Corsa?
Team. You're one of the groups of the drivers. Why do you guys call yourself Swim Team?
This is how it started. Like, they call me Float. It used to be called Float Apostle. So like, I guess it's like a teacher. I would teach you how to float, and then it just turned into like, you know, we started cutting up and stuff. It was almost like we were swimming through traffic, and they'll call me like Michael Phelps. So they're swimmers.
How fast do you go sometimes?
I'm hitting 150 every day. It's easy to hit 150, bro. Like, it's triple digits no matter what. Your 50, 60 miles an hour is my 100.
Have you had any near misses?
Yeah, of course. People come to me like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm not going to try and teach you how to do it because of the simple fact that someone can get hurt. Thank you that I have not hurt anybody. It's like shooting a gun in an open field. Like, anybody can get hit with a straight bullet.
If you hit somebody and they get really injured or die, what should be the punishment, you think?
I'm going to jail 1,000%.
Yeah, it's worth it. Why?
It's not worth it. That's the thing. I can't justify it, you know?
What's it like
I'm going to jail. That's not even what the question was.
being in a high-speed
Well,
chase?
no shit.
The first time, it feels crazy, bro.
You go to jail even if you don't injure somebody and you get caught.
Like, you're like you're scared to go home some way, somehow. You make it home. You have a little bit of a tough night of sleep that first night, and then you make it to the second night, you make it to the next night, they never come. After that, it just, you
Not
get
in New
numb
York,
to it, you know?
What are the
Criminal speeding, you don't go to jail for criminal speeding. Wrecks and endangerment and fucking...
laws in New York
In
for
New York?
chasing people? Because I know in Milwaukee, oftentimes they don't chase you at a
No!
certain speed because they know it results in civilian deaths. A lot of times when the chase happens.
It depends on the cop, honestly. I've seen cops where one of my boys, this dude is going off-road in New York, and the cops following him off the road. It just takes that one, you know, that one cop that's just ready to be like, alright, I'm coming for you, and it's over.
What does your mom think about this?
I bring my mom to work, she's going 150. She didn't get scared. In her eyes, she knows I'm a good driver. Like, she got mother's prayers, of course. She's gonna always pray for me, make sure everything works out every single time, but she's not too stressed.
I hope you enjoy and buy yourself something nice.
I
Smile.
wouldn't say I created swim, so it started off as a joke between me and Tom, right? Floating, swimming, and then we're like, why does that sound kind of nice?
So I'm here with,
Reaper FedEx, 3250, where's 981? Float.
and I'm Tommy G, allegedly.
Wait, I'm looking at the thing. I think.
Who out of this group is the high speed?
Yo, wait, it says no more than 30 days. What the fuck? No more than 30 days, it says.
Specialist.
This nigga right here is like nasty on the track. This nigga right here, he's just nasty on the road. He can slide, drift, go fast.
That's brain dead.
What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car before? 170?
183. 192.
That's life or death speed. What makes it worth it for you to put yourself in that position where you could go to the afterlife if you're not careful?
Rush, man. You're not gonna rush. I'm not driving my car, but I just drive it down fun, bro. If I die, I die. Like, I'm not living life like I want to die.
I mean, well, whatever, man.
Die, obviously. I never, like, hopped in a car and went that fast off-grid. It's kind of like, I got used to it, slowly, you know, building up, like, a tolerance to speed. Or if you're watching this and you're a driver, then you know what I mean when you feel...
I mean, it's brain rot, it is what it is.
To the seat of the car.
You're super in tune and in touch. It's almost like the car is an extension of your body.
You have senses from the seat, the steering wheel, the audio cues, how loud the engine is, if your tires are squealing. You have so many cues in it, and it's really up to you to take all that sensory input and be able to, like, drive properly. It's like, we're not trying to do this shit forever. Like, we genuinely want to hop on the track, just go crazy. It's just distracted right now. It's just
Love you, man.
People are shutting the tracks down.
Do you guys know anyone that has crashed or died or gotten injured doing this?
Crash for sure, but nobody that's really crashed. No one ever crashed today. anybody were to seriously get hurt or crash or anything like that, I think it'll end it for everybody. I think we don't stop.
There's a risk of hurting someone that's completely innocent. Someone could be on their way to work. Someone could be going to pick up their kid from soccer practice. Like, how does that factor in your driving and what you think about when you drive?
I don't have to force nothing. If I get left, I get stuck. You know what I mean?
What does that mean when you get left?
If I'm following 91 or I'm following float and they think it's cut I can't take, I'm not taking it. When we swim for each other. We drive for each other. We don't drive for ourselves. I know exactly how each one of them drives and how I drive. So God forbid someone has to hard brake, the cars behind are already braking and looking for openings so we're not rear-ending each other.
Have you guys had any near misses?
Of course. But there was this one time where he took a cut. Right after he took the cut, it was either I hit the cut or I'm gone. It's funny saying this, but we're not criminals. We have real-life jobs. We have insurance on our cars. We pay for our cars. Like, people think, oh, it's daddy's money. Like, that should be pissing me off, bro, because I did work hard as for this shit, bro.
Do you guys' moms know about this?
She knows, and she tells me every day to stop. And I tell her, look, I'm trying. We have a brand swim team, right?
Chat, with how fast he's going, chat, the gap between him and the guy behind him is pretty fucking large. You can give him a good brake check and then fucking break down the line further up, no? I'm confused.
Like, we got a 5M service coming up, the setup courses.
I don't think he's gone. Like, what the fuck?
We see the community. We see the love people you guys are giving us, and we're not going to take this and just,
bring back those movie summary TikToks.
I do drive.
What do you say to the people that are like super pissed when they see what you do? They're like, that's reckless, it's selfish, it's dangerous, people could die. What do you say to those
I
people?
do drive.
Honestly, bro, you're right. I agree with them, bro. I don't even argue with them. I don't argue with them, bro. I don't argue with them either. When people look at accidents and they see like us cutting up and like racing through traffic and a whole bunch of dumb stuff, they see it as
You done, chat?
precise.
So you done?
Like we're just out there.
Yeah, you drive me fucking crazy sometimes.
When we're on the road, we're actually.
Chat's making me really mad today. Really mad. I'm not happy today.
Another thing is drinking and driving. And like, we don't ever be under the influence ever behind the wheel. And I'm proud to say that.
Tell me what's going through your head in the police chase. How do you get away? What are you thinking about? Are you trying to go a few streets and take an exit?
I did have all the stress.
Like, how do you evade police in this type of situation?
Hold on, don't give out too much.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is not going to give out all the
There's
stress.
people that
No
might
way.
watch what you do and wonder how the police have not caught you yet. What is your answer?
I mean, truly, the way that we don't get caught is to stop being dickheads. New York has a no chase policy. And I can say this because I've been in, like, at least in swim at least, I got into the most count chases, right? And I'm not saying it because I like that, I got the worst luck, bro, over there, honestly. Got the worst luck of it.
I wanted to know what the legal perspective was on what swim team, Squeeze Benz, and all these other New York drivers
Chat,
were doing.
they have all the strats in it. With how fast their cars go, they could use all the strats, like no fly zones for helicopters and shit like that. I mean, PD still flies it, then no fly zones. Do they chat or not?
Ramifications, how much jail time could they face, and why is it that they were so brazen about continually doing this? I talked to my guy Nate the lawyer to figure out more about this. He's a lawyer that runs a YouTube channel and breaks things down regularly. This is what he had to say.
My name is Nate the Lawyer. I'm a former prosecutor and a former law school professor. And what you've just seen on screen is known as reckless driving. In the state of New York, you can serve up to a year in prison if you recklessly drive.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Reckless driving in New York is simple. It's if you drive in a manner that, quote, unreasonably interferes with the free and proper use of the public highways or unreasonably endangers users of the public highway. Reckless driving is prohibited. Every person violating this provision shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, meaning you can serve up to a year in jail. If someone is injured or killed during the act of reckless driving, you could find yourself facing some serious charges.
Dangerous and disturbing exclusive video of young people driving their cars recklessly just before one of the cars crashed and killed 2 people.
Now, this driver was charged with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. He's facing up to 10 years in prison.
That's it?
If you are doing something that you know is inherently dangerous and could get someone killed or hurt, and then you do it anyway, that the law finds to be reckless.
Bro, double kill and this guy gets, like 10 years? Well, chat, on fucking good behavior shit, what is that, like 7?
Reckless and criminal in some cases. Driving a car 90 miles an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone is reckless. Someone could get hurt, someone could get killed, and if someone does, then you are on the hook for that homicide. There may be no fear of repercussions because of New York's bail reform laws. The misdemeanor of reckless driving, as you see on the screen, isn't eligible for bail. If someone commits this crime 10 times in the same day, they'll get bail every time because of New York's bail reform laws. Now, some of you may not believe how insane New York's bail reform laws are, but they are insane. Like this guy who was arrested 101 times for shoplifting and let go every time because of New York's bail reform laws. Or this guy who was arrested for 3 assaults in one day, even threw a brick through a store window. He was released every single time on bail reform. Or the story of these 4 people who chopped up 2 bodies, left body parts all around the state of New York, and then when the cops went to their home, they found blood, body parts, guts, everything in their home. Guess what the judge did? He released them without bail. When you put everything together, I think these guys are doing it because they don't really have any fear that they're going to kill anybody. And if they get caught reckless driving, they'll get arrested and charged, but they'll probably be let out the same day on bail reform. Then we can go out and do it again. If you need legal advice, if you're looking to this YouTube video to help you in your case, you're looking at the wrong place. With that being said, I'm Nate the Lawyer and I'm out.
Well, he is not Saul.
After hearing what Nate the Lawyer
this guy
said,
is not Saul Goodman.
Not the fuck really for what these guys are doing. It makes sense why they're doing it. Back to the swim team.
How often do you guys get nervous doing this?
So when I started, I used to get super nervous, especially when I used to run. And the reason I started running is not because I don't like cops. It's simply because it got to a point where I couldn't afford the tickets anymore. Because I was getting singled out for no reason. The speed limit is 50, right? So I would be on the belt.
Oh, chat. I was kind of against these guys. I wasn't really on their side. But then he says he's getting singled out. Oh, he had to. He had to. That's fair enough. No problem.
I'm doing the same speed everyone else can. However, when the state trooper sees everyone else and me, they single me out because I'm in a white Porsche. So then they think I can afford the ticket. But in the beginning I could, but then that shit started stacking up. And if you're gonna say, oh, then just don't speed, I wasn't speeding. I was just keeping up with the flow of traffic, right? And then I just started running one day because I just couldn't afford the tickets anymore. And then it just started from there. I was super nervous at first. You gotta count lawyer fees too. After the first time, I only got nervous one more time after that. That was only because I got taken out of the house.
How many people were after you?
What the signal?
15 cars?
Yeah. No, I didn't even do the
Do you guys had to get away from helicopters before?
I never had to. Thank God. Honestly, but I feel like I don't do that situation. Oh yeah, I know what to do.
Has the news reached out to any of you guys?
Oh yeah, of course. Bro, I ain't going front. This is crazy. I'm like AV7. I'm like AV7 News at all. Because they reached out to me about my content and they still posted after I said no. And I don't like that.
Yeah, build the lead, no fly zone, stay on the highway, GG.
So news reporters have reached out to you guys. They DM you,
They text you.
they email you. Okay, so Ali Bauman from CBS New York.
Yeah, she did me twice. I was like, no, I just...
Air some videos to credit you. Stories about swimming influencers like yourself.
What
made you say no to her and yes to me?
Honestly, bro, you're not a cop. Yeah, you're not a cop. You're not associated with the law. You don't have an ulterior motive. I genuinely feel like you're not going to try to paint a bad picture with it. And we've seen your videos, we've seen the work you do, and the type of... Honestly, you interview people that do worse stuff than us. Yeah, so it's like, come on now. If you were keeping them safe, there's no reason why you would keep us safe, bro.
To me, it feels really fun to have no journalistic background to be beating them at their own game.
Yeah, definitely. Bro, honestly, bro, when you're an authentic person, you go far in life.
I feel like people in our generation just don't trust the news. They've lied so many times that their credit's
Chat, you know what? Chat, I was gonna disagree with that, but I agree to a certain degree. I generally do these days. These days, it does feel like that a little bit.
Bro, I've been getting more
journalistic integrity and the way they apply the fucking proper moral and fucking ethics standards on the field and the way they report is so fucking freestyle and dog shit. Fucking all hands on deck at this point. Who gives a fuck anymore?
Pull over, take the tracker out the whip. Range Rover Sport, I'm on the jacket doing tricks. Keep swimming, got the paddles in the ship.
Let's meet the swim team and let's hear their specialties.
Float, swim team, you already know.
And what's your specialty?
My specialty is floating. All I do is float. That's my name, that's what I do. everything.
Do you feel like you have to look over your shoulder doing this kind of stuff?
I always look over my shoulder. I'm always I would say I'm kind of camera shy, but like my specialty is like I do a little bit of everything. But when it comes to like the the corporate side of things, the brand and stuff, like I'm basically like the brains behind that whole.
Wait, so you're trying to turn this into a video game?
I mean, we already kind of did. It's a game, so it's called Assetto Corsa. So basically, we host servers, and you just gotta take them.
That was interesting. That was interesting. Alright, what else, chat? What else do we have today, chat? Oh, I have so many things in there. Holy shit, man.
$35 month. Oh my god.